Welcome back, everyone. I'm Robbie.
And I'm Liam.
And we're halfway through our Jaws rewatch and reviews. We are up to... we're getting into the good stuff now. Well, not really, but the fun stuff to talk about. Jaws 3D. Jaws 3, Jaws 3D. Yeah, that thing.
The third one.
Let's just do this.
A creature alive today has survived millions of years of evolution. It lives to kill, a mindless eating machine that will attack and devour anything. One terrified you like nothing you have ever experienced when it captured your imagination and tapped your fear like no movie before it. Then, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, two continued the legend and spread the fear. Next summer, nature's most terrifying creature takes on an all-new dimension in an all-new adventure.
Jaws 3D. That was the actual title when it came out. Was directed by Joe Alves, and it stars, I'm sure regrettably, Dennis Quaid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and stuff happens.
It's in a theme park.
SeaWorld. Because this was going to be great promotional material for the company.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure that they had crowds flocking after this movie came out.
So the story is set a number, it's not really specific, a number of years after Jaws 2. The Brodies have grown up, the kids. Martin Brody's nowhere to be seen. This is purely Sean and Michael. Michael played by Dennis Quaid. And he is now working at SeaWorld, because that's where you would go to work if you get terrorized by a shark for your entire childhood.
Doesn't it just make sense? There's a lot of logic in this film.
I mean, I guess you could say he's trying to face his fears of the water, but he clearly has no fear of the water because he's not scared of it until the shark appears.
No.
Again, we're going spoilers for this one. Even if you have seen it, who cares? Because it's Jaws 3D.
This movie is shit on ice. But
boy.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love it.
I actually kind of love it too on a very, very much a guilty pleasure level. It's one of those ones where it's so good it's bad. Sorry. It's so bad it's good.
Yes, it's I consider it to be almost in top tier, like The Room. I think it's very, very fun. It's stupid and it's an awfully made piece of garbage, but I think it's very, very fun.
So Joe Alves was the production designer on Jaws and Jaws 2.
Mm-hmm.
Very good production designing, mind you.
Yeah.
He clearly needs to stick to that because directing is not his strength at all. This is his sole directing credit, and we can see why, because it is atrocious.
It's very bad. It's very much a product film, isn't it?
Nothing in this
There's
film
no
works.
style.
Nothing works. Okay.
Where do we begin?
I actually don't know. Alright. My one good thing, and this is generally a good thing in the film, is Dennis Quaid. He is not bad in the film. He's good. He does the job.
Under bad direction as well.
Under bad
which
directing.
Is kind of impressive.
He generally feels like he is scared when he needs to be scared. He generally feels like he is acting during the film. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying it feels like he's forced acting. It's good acting.
Yeah.
The acting as a whole in this film is not altogether horrible. There is a couple of characters which are very cartoony and just completely stupid. Thinking more the photographer guy.
Oh,
He gets
yeah.
chomped.
Yeah.
He is very animated and just all over the place. Louis Gossett Jr. playing like the owner of SeaWorld. He is fun to watch, but he is completely ridiculously over the top with his money hungry kind of like fun loving tycoon kind of thing, and
A lot of
it
this,
doesn't work.
Yeah, a lot of this movie feels like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Which is terrible for a Jaws film, especially when you compare it to the first one.
Yeah.
But you know, when you get down to the entertainment factor, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. The special effects in this film are so awful. They're terrible, but they're great
How
at the
is
same
it that
time.
the third film in the franchise has worse effects? 7 years.
Yeah.
This is 7. It's close to. It's 6-7 years after the original. How are they worse? Not just worse, appallingly worse than the first one, and they get even worse in the fourth one. Somehow.
I think that's a bit debatable in like the few aspects, because when you look at the shot with the
glass.
the glass
The glass is.
the shark slowly moves up.
Oh my
It's
God.
not even moving. It's just sort of like going along.
And then just like
Dunk.
ding. And as the glass shatters and all the water comes rushing in, the shark just somehow manages to stay perfectly where it was. And then you get that beautiful shot when the shark finally explodes. You get the teeth kind of like.
Yeah, it's great. This movie, as seen in the title, you could probably guess that it came out in 3D. But the thing is, this was early 3D. So
This is not the Avatar James Cameron style 3D.
Not How to Train Your Dragon 3D. It's Jaws 3D. And so it's got all the classic, like, cheesy shots that are clearly there just to show off the 3D effect, and they are awful.
And they go on for so
Forever.
long. There is one shot of this bloody fish at the beginning that I swear goes for like a minute.
It feels like it. It lingers. And it's supposed... I think it's because it's at the beginning of the film, it's supposed to make the audience go, it's in 3D.
You know...
Look at it. But,
How else do you scare someone?
didn't age.
We had Chrissy getting torn to shreds in the first one. With the two photographers, not very well executed, but still get torn to shreds in the second one. So this one we're gonna have a fish get torn to shred. Their natural prey in the
water.
And that is the opening kill of the film.
Yeah.
Is this stupid groper fish, and then the head just mouthing for like ages and ages, and the music like really tense. And I'm like, who cares? It's a fish.
I love how seriously this film is played. It's what makes it so much fun.
God.
Because everything is played very seriously, but everything looks so bad that you just cannot deal with it. Like, you cannot suspend your disbelief at all.
Yeah.
And because of that, it makes it very funny.
I watched this at a very young age. Like I think I was like 9 or 10 when I first saw this.
I would have probably been about the same age.
Yeah,
when
because I saw the first show like I was about 7 or 8, and I think it was like I'd only been younger with the sequels then, so I would have been probably like 8 or 9 then when I first saw these ones, and I'd heard they were bad, but back then, you know, mid-90s, the internet age wasn't the rage, and so you don't hear a lot of the popular opinion of movies of when you're that young.
Yeah.
So I'd heard they were not good, but I didn't expect it to be this bad, and I put it on in my crappy VHS machine, and right from the opening, the Universal logo is not centered. It's kind of like twisted, and it's off to the side. I'm like, what? And I thought it was the tape that was faulty on the VCR on the VHS. They're like, oh, it's probably just the dodgy VHS. Watched it on DVD a few years later, and the Universal logo is still twisted and just it's cut off.
That's
the
awesome.
actual logo is cut off on screen. I think it's the U or the L. Something is not fully on screen. It is so bad. I was like, wow, that is the tone of the entire film.
It's just sloppy, and no one gave a shit.
Oh my god.
No one cares.
I'm actually really curious because I've got the Blu-ray of Jaws 3, and they have actual genuine. They've reconverted to actual genuine 3D,
Oh really?
which I'm really curious with the proper actual real glasses. So I'm very curious to see what it looks like in actual genuine proper real D 3D whatever it's called, not the red
and blue. Yeah, lenses.
So I'm gonna get to watch it better than anyone got to watch it back in 1983, which is a treat. I can't wait to do that. The music, not composed by John Williams this time, is fine. The Jaws theme is the Jaws theme. It doesn't sound anywhere near as good as the Jaws theme in the first two, but it's the Jaws theme. It does da-dun, da-dun, so that's something.
And it's very dramatic when the fish gets killed in the beginning.
Yeah. And alright, so the baby shark, when it appears, I thought that was the actual shark. I was like, oh, they're going for a realistic size of a shark. That's good. I'm on board with that. And then it turned out that's just the baby.
That's the baby one.
The mother is still coming, and it is okay. Like the first shark in Jaws in the first film, it's too big.
Yeah.
But it's still at a size where you're like, oh wow, what if there actually is a shark that size out there? That would be terrifying.
It pushes the believability to the right extent.
Yeah, it still feels like an animal as well. It feels like something that could be part of our actual world. Jaws 2 was roughly the same size, so that was fine. Jaws 3 literally pushed it to the verge of monster-sized shark. Because the film takes itself so seriously with its scientific aspects of shark behavior and everything. But the fact this is actually meant to be a great white shark that somehow grew to, I think it's twice the size of the original Jaws shark.
It's
literally a movie monster.
dumb. It's so dumb.
And the fact that this shark is so big, can swim around so easily through the tiny, tight channels of SeaWorld, where dolphins can barely fit through at times.
Yeah. Yeah, because especially back then, SeaWorld was notoriously known to be a bit, cruel and not have a lot of free roaming space for their animals, but apparently
Somehow
this great white shark that's huge can just fit through everywhere, can't it?
Yeah. Okay. The death scenes. Fantastic, because they are so stupid, and the shark chews someone.
Yeah,
it actually
chews it.
You see the guy in the mouth, and the teeth aren't even connecting though. The mouth's just doing this, so he's being flattened. But and the shark swims backwards. Somehow it swims backwards when, again, they're supposed to be so careful with the shark scientific data in the film, yet the shark swims backwards, and if a shark does that, it dies. Yet this one, because it's the Jaws shark, somehow can do it. And it can sneak up on people somehow, even though it's this size.
Mm-hmm. It's very good at stealth, considering how big it is.
Yeah.
It's such a strange beast, this movie. This movie is so odd, because it's just like, everything is so poorly made. Nothing works. Nothing works, and yet, it's sort of been pulled off, because it's so goddamn funny.
Yeah. I just remembered, Marty's mum from Back to the Future's in this.
Oh, she is too. She is too. Oh, God. And, she doesn't die. She almost dies, doesn't she?
She gets
She gets, like, a scratch.
She actually gets bitten by the shark, doesn't she? But she somehow still has, like, just a little gash
Little
on her
gash.
leg. Even though the shark is, like, the size of, like, a semi-trailer or something. Yeah. That's that. And, yeah, this movie's all over the place. It's atrocious. How does the franchise go downhill so quickly? But it did. It actually did.
It wasn't even a gradual thing. It was like, the first film was at the top of the flight of stairs. Second one just sort of jumped down, skipped a few. Then this one just rolled down the stairs, and then...
Face planted and...
Yeah, it's so strange.
Okay. So star ratings.
So this is technically a half a star film, but because of the enjoyment I get out of it and just how much fun I have, I'm giving it 1 whole star. I think it's earned it. It's great. It's actually my preferred sequel of the Jaws films.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Over Jaws 2.
Over Jaws 2.
Oh no.
Because I find this to be
can't do that.
funny. I find it
Okay.
more entertaining
Okay.
because of the ironic enjoyment you
Sure.
can get out of it. But that's me.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I don't prefer this to Jaws 2. I prefer Jaws 2.
Yeah.
Very much so. But in terms of my star rating, I'm on the same page. I'm 1 star for this. This is. We've said it. It's bad.
It's Jaws 3D.
There's no other way to describe it. Yeah.
Next summer, nature's most terrifying creature takes on an all-new dimension in an all-new adventure. And for the first time, the terror of Jaws will not stop at the edge of the screen. Jaws 3D. The third dimension is terror.
Anyway, guys, those were our thoughts on Jaws 3D. Please let us know what you thought of it. Do you like it or do you just hate it? Let us know. And keep an eye out for our review of Jaws the Revenge, which is Robbie's favourite of the series.
Yeah, I got nothing for that. It's. No?
It is. Until then, we'll see you at the movies.